Oh, what's going on YouTube? Bear here is Bear's Mix. Welcome to my channel.
Oh, welcome back. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. What's going on this beautiful, sunny, 82-degree July the... I forgot what date it is. July the 6th. Yeah, July 6th. Wow, I'm losing my mind, guys. I am losing my mind. It is 10:40 in the morning on this beautiful Saturday here in Plainview, Texas. I will have my 34-hour reset wrapped up here at about 04:30 in the morning. Then I got a 487-mile deadhead to pick up my next load, which goes for a total of 1,220 miles, but the broker on this load has it billed at 702 miles. So, for $1,850. I got my dispatcher looking back into it, trying to get a hold of him and say, hey, we're going to need more money on this. I mean, what's that break down to? $1.93 a mile, I think it was. Something like that. That's not enough. I'm going to spend my portion of it just on fuel alone. I mean, I got, a third of a tank. So that should be enough to get me there. Then I have to get another maybe 75 gallons. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. Anyways, like I said, I'm going to do a quick little breakdown here for you guys for my time so far here at Maybach International Group. Just got my second pay settlement in yesterday. Actually came in Thursday. Remember the teaser? I said it was coming in Thursday, and I'd let you guys. I put this video out on Monday once I had it. Well, this is what we got going on here. My week one paycheck, I was expecting a $679 paycheck. My paycheck was actually $696, so I got $17 more than I was expecting that week. Remember when I told you guys before in earlier videos about my spreadsheet and being within a $50 margin of error? And that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Now, that first week, I had $377 basically in tolls. I was expecting it to be around $379 when I calculated it. So I was damn close on my guesstimate for that. So yeah, I was expecting $679. My paycheck was $696. I got $17 more than I was expecting. Now my second week paycheck. This one's kind of got me a little pissed off right now. I was expecting about $2,000. I had 4 days of layover because the broker screwed up, rescheduled the wrong load on me. So I had to set 4 days waiting to make that delivery. $250 a day is what Maybach charges and pays the drivers for layover. And because I had to set so long, they prorated my truck rent for that week since I wasn't driving or making any money, which was awful nice of them. Plus, they started taking this escrow out, $250 a week escrow up into $2,500, which I knew nothing about. So that affected it. And then I had some detention on top of it. I have about 13 hours of detention owed to me. They're saying it wasn't in this check because it was the holiday and things kind of got screwed up and got behind, that it'll be corrected in this week's check. We shall see. But anyways, I was not including all that. I was expecting $788 check. My check was $721. I had $78 in tolls. I was off by $59. I was negative. I was $59 less than what I was expecting, because I didn't take in consideration the tolls. I forgot to guesstimate my tolls for that week. So yes, I am getting 75% of the line haul. They take 25%. I'm responsible for tolls and fuel. Now, that week that I sat there for 4 days, idle alone, I burned through over 100 gallons of fuel. Don't think I should burn over that high, and looks like I have a small fuel leak on my passenger side tank. They're supposed to be sending somebody out here to where I'm taking my break at later on to take a peek at it. Now, they only take 25% of the line haul for themselves, plus the truck rental, which is $950 a week. This is a 2023 Cascadia, so it's a newer truck. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit higher. If I went with like an older truck or an international truck, my truck payments could have been as low as $650. And I've always got the option to change to a truck anytime I want. I can change trucks anytime I want. If it comes down to it, I can move into an older truck and get a lower rent, down as low as $650 a week. Now, I like getting 75% of the load. However, I'm not liking this sitting around. Although they're saying they pay detention on it. I didn't see any detention in my first week that I was owed. I was expecting it my second week. Didn't see it there for the 2 weeks that I'm owed. Plus the layover pay. They're telling me it will be corrected Monday. We shall see. Now, the checks are supposedly deposited on Friday morning. And I make with Navy Federal Credit Union. My checks are always available the day they are deposited. Here, my checks don't come available until Monday. Being it was a holiday, I might not see my check until Tuesday. Piece of hair from my mustache stuck in the tip of my tongue. Anyways, you didn't need to know that. Some of the stuff I don't like here is like the unexpected escrow fund, $2,500, which I knew nothing about. They started taking it out of my second paycheck. What else was it? They are basically stealing from the drivers. Rent drivers, lease drivers, and lease to own or lease to purchase drivers are not getting our fuel surcharge. They are keeping that for themselves. We are paying full pump price. They are keeping the discount for themselves. We are only permitted to fuel up at branded Pilot and Flying J's, where that's the only place they get their fuel from, and that's where they get the biggest fuel discount from. But they're keeping the discount for themselves. They're not paying for the fuel. We are. Yes, they front us the money to pay for the fuel up front when we swipe our fuel card, and then they deduct it from the settlement at the end of the week. And what they're getting billed each week from Pilot Flying J is whatever the discounted rate is. On their little statement, it says, okay, this is how much fuel was purchased, this is your discount rate, this is how much you owe. Well, for us, that difference for the discount is supposed to go to the driver that's buying the fuel. They keep it for themselves. That's theft. The fuel surcharge, oh no, we don't pay that out. Sorry guys, that was the broker on my previous load wanting to know if it was delivered. It was, I think it was delivered. It was delivered already. Jeez, idiots. Call the friggin' company. Don't bother me with it. And I'm a broker complaining about brokers calling. Oh boy. Anyways, yeah, they keep the fuel surcharge to themselves. Fuel surcharges are paid by the shippers to whoever's buying the fuel to offset the cost of fuel. Well, they're keeping it for themselves. They're not passing it on to us. So when I get back through Elgin, I'm going to have a word with them and say, look, you guys need to bump me up to freaking 85% pay. If you're not going to give me my fuel, you're going to steal my fuel discount, and you're going to steal my fuel surcharge, or give me what I'm owed. Pay me what you owe me. But I'm already starting to see issues with pay here. And I'm not liking it. All the other guys are saying they love it here that I've talked to, that they haven't had any issues. These guys, if you run out of hours, they will reset your clock. I won't let them touch mine. I'm not getting hit with those false logs. No way in hell. So I'm taking my 34. Another thing I don't like is they don't give you a cell phone stipend. They don't give you any money to help you pay for your cell phone bill. Yet, when you drop a trailer, they want a whole slew of pictures. The front of the trailer, the sides of the trailer, the front and back on both sides of the landing gear. Each individual trailer tire, the sidewalls, the treads on them to make sure that it's got plenty of tread depth on it, that there's no cuts in the sidewalls. They want pictures of the brake chambers and the brake shoes. They want pictures of the pads. Those little black pads on the back of the trailer for when you're backing up to a dock. They want pictures of each one of those. They want pictures of the doors. They want pictures of all the lights working. They want you to go under the trailer, close the door, and take pictures to show that there's no light shining through anywhere in the trailer, any holes in the trailer. They want you to take a whole bunch of pictures, around 22 to 24 pictures, and text them to 2 different places. That's a lot of memory. That's a lot of bandwidth you're using up on your cell phone plan. Then when you pick up the new trailer, you need to do the same thing again. Send the pictures again. Then when you drop the trailer off, you got to take all the pictures again and take pictures of your new and send them. When you get your bill of lading, you got to email a copy of it to the billing department. You got to text a copy of it to the tracking department, and you got to telegram a copy of it to your dispatcher. Then when you get your pod, once you're delivered, you got to again send the pod to billing, send a copy of it to tracking, send a copy of it to your dispatch. Included with that, any receipts you have, fuel, tolls, anything like, or not tolls, or if you paid cash on tolls, you have to send it for that. Your scale tickets, but they're not reimbursing me for my scales. They owe me right now for 6 scales. I haven't got reimbursed for that yet either. Then on Monday morning, you have to take and scan all your trips in, all your paperwork, your receipts, your pods, your trip pack envelope, everything, into a PDF. They want you to use an app called Cam Scanner, which is $60 a month. No, I'm not getting that. I use Microsoft Lens. It's part of the Microsoft Office family, and it's a free app for creating and editing PDFs and PDF packs. So I just take them all with that, make them a PDF, and email it off the billing, and then drop my trip pack envelope into the trip pack drop box at one of the truck stops. A lot of redundancy. And when you're out getting when you have a load, you get booked on a load where it's going to be dropping a hook, you'll get a call from the maintenance department asking you if there's any problems with the trailer you have, reminding you need to take all those pictures and send them to them. And if there's any problems with the new trailer, you got to let them know. You got to take all the pictures of the new trailer and send them to them. And then they send you a text message on top of it, repeating everything you just said in the phone call. One or the other, guys. One or the other. Come on, make up my mind. So they want to use up a lot of your bandwidth. There is a list of, back to the scales. They tell you to download the CAT Scale app and put your fuel card number in it, but yet you can't use your fuel card to pay for your CAT Scales. You have to pay for that either with your cash or your personal credit or debit cards. And then you send in the receipts, and then they don't reimburse you for it. But there's a whole list of apps they demand you download onto your phone. Dragon ELD. Now your ELD are done on your phone. Using the Dragon ELD app, they got a little box here on the dashboard. I can't pull it up enough to show it to you, but it's a GPS receiver. It plugs in your truck's OBD port and monitors your logs through Bluetooth. So you got to connect your phone's Bluetooth to this thing and run it. Then there's the cam scanner, which I told you about, which I don't use. Then they got apps like Project 44, Macro Point, Transfix, 360 by JB Hunt, Trucker Tools, Four Kites Tracking, Telegram, and of course, like I said, Weigh My Truck. Telegram is a free messaging app. That's how they dispatch, through a free app. Now, I don't have any of that crap on my phone. I went out, I finally upgraded my phone. I'm sure you guys noticed the mic is a lot better, and the video quality is a hell of a lot better than it had been. I've had that that iPhone X since they first came out, and it's getting old. It's getting, it's wearing out. So I finally broke down and got a new phone. I now have an iPhone 15 Pro Max, which is what I'm filming on right now. Using front-facing camera, it's probably be a lot better if I were using the back-facing camera, but I don't have an external monitor for this shit, so I can watch and make sure everything's framed up right. But I will be adding some stuff to this soon. So I went out to stop the Verizon just to price them out, and I decided, you know what? Let's see what they want to charge me for a security deposit, considering my credit is trashed. Well, I've been with them for so long. They is a prepaid cell phone for over a decade now. They approved me for a $3,000 credit limit. So I was able to get the phone. I got a iPad, and I also got the Verizon Home Internet. So I'm going to actually have a stable internet connection on the truck so I can upload my videos. So yeah, I got all that, plus the phone, regular $1,500. I got $850 off the phone. I got the home internet box for free. And I got $500 off of the iPad, so that was only another $479. So hey, I mean, not bad. And I still got plenty. I might actually go get me an Apple Watch, or those Apple glasses when they release them. We'll see. Anyway, some of the other stuff they're looking for here on the pictures you send them, they give you this printout of 3 pages of different types of tire wear and damage. And if you're in that and you're not reporting it, or if you have cuts in your sidewall, they will charge you for those tires. They will bill you for those tires. If you go out and you pass a level 1 inspection, they give you, where is it at? A level 3 inspection pays you a $150 bonus. A level 2 inspection pays you a $300 bonus. A level 1 inspection pays a $500 bonus. If you pass. If you get a second of either of those inspections, they give you an additional $100 on top of it. So say I pass a level 1 inspection here in Texas, and then I get up here to Iowa, and I get another level 1 inspection, I'll make you $1,100 for having to clean inspections. However, if you fail an inspection, don't matter if it's a level 1, 2, or 3, they fine you, where is it at here? $150 if you fail the DOT inspection. They're not a regulatory commission. They're not a regulatory agency. They have no right to issue or levy fines on drivers. But they do. And here's basically 1 3/4 page of fines that they will levy on you. If you have a out of service violation, or rather if you have an hours of service violation that doesn't put you out of service, operating after 14 hours, all of these, driving past 11 hours, driving past 14 hours, driving past 8 hours without taking your break, driving over 70 hours in 8 days, no on-duty record status, false logs, or driving while logged out, they will fine you $1,000. Again, if you don't meet any of the DOT requirements, or you fail your DOT inspection, you don't have your load tab filled out with your bill of lading number and your trailer number and all that on it, they fine you $150. If any of those violations result in out of service, there's an additional $250, and anybody that gets put out of service can be terminated on the first offense. That's another thing about this. I'll get into the ELD and all the issues with it that they force us to use. Now, unsafe driving violations. If you get a lane restriction, so you're out in California and you're hanging out in that left lane and you're passing slow truck and you get pulled over, they fine you. Running a red light or a stop sign, blowing a scale, following too closely, failure to yield right, improper turns, failure to maintain your lane, on top of whatever fines you get from the state. The first time they'll charge you an additional $500 fine. Second time they'll charge you $750 fine and fire you. Now, if you get caught speeding, now all these fines that they're levying on you on top of whatever the violation fine is, this is what they're personally charging you. If you get caught 1 to 6 miles an hour over the speed limit, $500. 6 to 10 miles over the speed limit. I can put on my other glasses so I can read this. Hold on. There we go. That's better. So 6 to 10 miles an hour, $650. 11 to 14 miles an hour over the speed limit, $750. 15 miles an hour or more, first offense is $1,000. Second offense, they fine you $1,000 and fire you. Inattentive driving. In other words, driving distracted. $1,000 first offense they'll charge you, and $1,000 a second offense they'll charge you, plus they will fire you. That's on top of the $2,950 are already going to this ticket you're going to get for using your phone while you're driving. Using a handheld phone while operating a CMV, and proper use of electronic communications device. First offense, they'll charge you $1,000. Second offense, they'll charge you $1,000 and fire you on top of what the state's already going to charge you. Not wearing your seatbelt, $1,000 fine. Second time you get caught not wearing a seatbelt while driving, they fine you an additional $1,000 and they fire you. So basically, they're keeping your last paycheck. Now, maintenance violations, not out of service. Tires, $500. Brakes, $500. Light bulbs, $250. ABS light not working, $250. Wheel seal, oil or air leak, $200 fine. Fire extinguisher not charged and properly mounted and installed, $200. If the results in a out of service violation, they'll add another $250 to that fine, plus whatever the state's charging you, and you can be shit canned. First offense. Let's see. If you don't report to them that you got an inspection, level 1, level 3, 4, whatever the inspection is, they fine you $200. If you get hit for overweight, they charge you $200. If you get towed for illegal parking, on top of the towing and storage fees, they're going to fine you $200. If your license is suspended, whether you know it or not, and on the road, chances are you're not going to know it, they're going to fine you $200. Allowing a unauthorized person or somebody without a CDL to operate your vehicle, or somebody that's not qualified to drive the vehicle. Say you have a rider with you and they've got a CDL. You're tired, they want to drive, you let them drive. Well, you're going to get fired. They're going to fine you $3,000. They're going to fine you, plus the FMCSA is going to charge you $3,000 on that ticket. If you don't have a passenger on your vehicle without written authorization and insurance from the company, they fine you $500 on top of whatever the DOT fine is. If you don't report a accident immediately, there's a fine. They don't state what the fine is, and you get fired on top of it. If you're missing any receipts or fuel reports for the previous month, they hold your paycheck until you get that paid. Cargo liability and physical claims, truck insurance deductible. Just for the tractors, $2,500. Trailer insurance, $2,500. Cargo insurance, $2,500. Liability insurance, $2,500. Now, if you go out there and you have so you get a steer tire blowout, you pulled into the ditch and you flip over, you damage your truck, you damage your trailer. They're going to charge you $2,500 for the deductible on the tractor. They're going to charge you $2,500 deductible for the trailer. They're going to charge you $2,500 deductible for your cargo insurance. They're going to charge you $7,500. So don't go get into an accident. When it comes to this Dragon ELD, there's a lot of issues with it. It does not retain your trailer numbers and your bill of lading numbers. Every day you got to go in and re-enter all that. Every single day. Then when you do your DVIR inspections, that's on one form. You got to make sure everything's added to it. When you do your certifications, that's another form. You got to make sure everything's added to that to certify your logs every single day. When it comes to the split sleeper berth provision, forget it. You can't use it here. The app is not set up to properly utilize the split sleeper. I had a shipper I was at where it was one of these shippers where you drop the trailer and you go over to the staging area and you park and wait for them to call you to tell you the load's ready. So you go sleeper berth and lay down and take a nap. I was there 4 hours, 48 minutes. I was expecting to do the 3-7 split and get all my hours back after the 3 hours. Well, that didn't happen. Why didn't it happen? Because they're not set up for it. They do not give you the option here to pair your long break and your short break to get your 10 hours so you can get going sooner. You don't get your hours back immediately. So as soon as I go back on duty, those hours that I was off duty or in sleeper, I should get those returned. That's the split sleeper is the only way to stop your 11 and 14 hour clock. And you have to take a minimum of 2 hour break either in your sleeper or off duty. If you take a 2 hour break, you got to your last break at the end of the day has to be 8 hours in sleeper. If you take the 3 hours or more break, your break at the end of the day has to be 7 hours sleeper. And those hours that you're off duty or in sleeper when you're using the split, you're supposed to get back as soon as you start driving. Anything over 2 hours. They're not set up for that. When you go into the rule set selection, it just says the 80-70. Doesn't say anything about, there should be two options. Should be 80 hours, or rather 8 days a week, 70 hours, 8 days, 70 hours. Or 8 days, 70 hours with sleeper, or split, rather. Or there should be a button, a radio button you tap to tell it that you are doing the split sleeper. So it knows what's going on and it works properly. This does not work properly. They don't know how to fix it. They wrote the damn program, but they don't know how to fix it. I don't know how it was approved with that. Yeah, so there's a few issues and glitches with this ELD, and it's really screwing us. I am literally putting in 14 hours a day every single day. Every single day. I'm burning out my full 14-hour clock. If I was able to use my split sleeper properly, I wouldn't be wasting those hours. I'd be fine. And a lot of this stuff, I'd be able to recoup a lot of my lost time. But it's just friggin' ridiculous the way it works and what's going on here. Like I said, there's a few things with any company you go to. There's going to be things you like. There's going to be things you don't like. I like that I'm not responsible for the maintenance or any of that crap on the truck. And I'm getting 75% of the line haul. But right now, last week I got just over 2,000 hours. A week before that, or not 2,000 hours, 2,000 miles. A week before that was, I should have pulled it out of the computer and wrote it down for you guys. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go get those numbers for you. Okay, guys, I'm back. I should have got those numbers for you sooner. I didn't think about it. I do apologize. So anyways, on week 1, my total miles, dispatch miles, was 3,055 miles. My gross line haul at 100% was $5,775. 25% of that gave me $4,331. Last week, I only had 1,995 miles because I had that 4-day layover. The gross line haul on that was 4,900. Of that, I got $3,675. Of course, from those, I had to go and deduct my fuel and my tolls and now my escrow account. For this week right now, that I'm wrapping up on Monday, my total miles will be 2,122 miles for the week. 4,650 is the gross. 75% of it pays me $3,488. Then, of course, from that, I got to deduct all my fuel expenses and everything else. And for this week, I'm not expecting a paycheck. It's not going to be a very big paycheck. You know, I still got to pay my rent. Here it is, the 6th, 7th, 8th, whatever today is. And my rent hasn't been paid yet for this month. I'm racking up $10 a day late fees. At least I let my landlord know ahead of time. So they said, tell them before I log onto the app to pay it, and they will try and waive the fees for me. He's only kissing my ass because he accidentally had my vehicle towed, which led to it being repossessed and auctioned off. I'm on the damn road. I had no clue it was towed. They didn't look at the registration on it. They didn't look at the assigned parking spot, compare it to the assigned, to see if it was assigned to an apartment, and his apartment was actually currently occupied. They took over the apartments in October of last year. I moved in January 1st, in fact, of this year. And back in, I guess, May, after I was out on the road, they finally decided the snow melted enough they can go in and tow all the abandoned vehicles from previous tenants. They just left broken down vehicles on the property, or vehicles that have been dumped on the property. It's 35 units, 40 parking spaces. People were having to park on side streets and getting broken into around the apartment, rather than parking into our apartment parking lot where it was more secure. So they accidentally towed my truck. I'm down south here in a 48. I had no clue it got towed. I didn't find out about it until I went to pay my truck payment, and I pay a month ahead just in case something happens. I won't have to worry about falling behind on a payment. Made my payment, a message popped up saying important message. Clicked on the link to read the message, and it says your vehicle's been repossessed. Like, what? Long, drawn out mess. I think I might have covered it in a previous video, I forget. But anyways, the tow company said, well, nobody came and got it, so before they could put a lien on it and sell it at auction for the unpaid towing and storage fees, they have to do a title search, send the last registered owner, which is me, and any lien holders, which is the bank, a notice that it's there. They had that notice for almost 30 full days before taking any action on it. They made no attempt whatsoever to call me, email me, or anything to say, hey, why's your car an impound? You got to go get it, or we're going to have to repossess it to protect our interest, which any bank will do. They're supposed to call you or contact you and say, hey, you need to get it out of there. What's wrong with the car? Is it broke down? Was it an accident? Why did you abandon it at a tow company? I'm in the lower 48. I had no clue that it had been towed. I had no idea at all that it had moved. If I had, I would have gotten it recovered. If they called me up and said, hey, what's going on? Or they sent me a text message, an email, or anything saying, hey, what's going on? Or sent me a message through the app, hey, what's going on? I would have said, hey, okay, I'll get this taken care of. And I would have made arrangements. I would have found out why it was towed. Called the tow company. Tow company said it was towed for unauthorized illegal parking. It was a private property, a PPI, a private property impound tow. I'm like, what happened? Was my vehicle stolen and dumped somewhere? Where'd you tow it from? What was the address? They gave me the address and went, that's my apartment. I live there. That vehicle was in my assigned parking space. Why the hell did you tow it? Well, I called the landlord. Oh, that was yours? Well, we sent out an email to everybody. I never seen the email. I would have contacted you if I had and said, hey, that's my truck, leave it alone. Never got the email. So they screwed up. Now he's finally, after going back and forth with him, the bank, the tow company, and everything, he said, look, man, here's my insurance company. File a claim with the insurance company for the value of the vehicle. Well, I did that. Now I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. Anyways, we're off topic now. But yeah, that made a real bad hit to my credit. I mean, you guys know I've talked about my credit score in the past. Now I'm down to a 515 score. Working at RTI and getting screwed over so bad by RTI. And getting over limit on my credit cards. 2 of my credit cards have just been canceled on me because they were over limit for too long. I'm trying to pay them. I'm making my regular payments, trying to pay them. But then the new interest fees and payment come in and puts it back over limit again. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Freaking, I just can't win. I cannot win. No matter what I do, I cannot win. And another thing here about MIG, Maybach International Group. They do not pay driver referrals. So yeah, I don't know that I can recommend them at this point. Who knows? Something might change. When I get back through there and talk to the bosses, hopefully I can get them to raise my my cut of the line haul from 75% to at least 82%. I'm going to ask for 85. I'll let them negotiate me down to maybe 82%. And hopefully this week I will get those monies that I'm owed for the layovers, $250 a day, and the detentions, $75 an hour, and we'll see what happens. All right, guys, I mean, I'm recording this in Pro Raw, so I've only got a limited amount of time on this phone. It's only a 500 gig hard drive. I am planning on adding a 4 terabyte external hard drive and some professional camera equipment on this phone. That's one of the reasons I wanted the iPhone 15 Pro Max, because you can add that stuff and you record to a external hard drive right from the phone. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it here for now. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Don't forget to ring that notification bell. If you got anything good or bad to say about any experience you may have had with the MIG or any topic in general, or you have any questions, please feel free to ask them below. I will answer them as soon as I can. Don't forget to ring that notification bell so you know when I upload new videos. What do you think of the beard? The purple's back. Yay, although it's already starting to fade. I got to touch it up again on the mustache and down here a little bit. But hey, unfortunately, where I'm shut down at without hours, there's no showers here. So tomorrow, sometime along the way, after I get my load picked up, I will stop and take a shower and touch up my beard. Hi guys, Purple Bearded Bastard here, saying keep it between the ditches, keep the shiny side up, the rubber side down. I'll see you out there on the highways, and go Army, beat Navy.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.